how does one become an adventurer in life? How does one get to be what you're
Well,
doing?
yeah, it's interesting. I think first of all, I think adventure it's a state of mind. Actually, I think it's in all of us, isn't it? Uh, I think for me as a young boy, it was the only thing I was ever any good at. Is the honest answer. I wasn't a kind of brilliant superstar or anything like that at school, but I loved to go out and climb with my late dad. He'd been a Marine and loved all of that sort of thing. And I was brought up on a little island off the south coast of England, and we'd always kind of making little rafts and climbing up the cliffs and stuff. And I think as somebody that said to me age 7 that I could have a job that involved, getting muddy and falling off stuff, I would have thought heaven. So, I feel I look back now on a lifetime of adventure. I think it started at a young age, but really in those early days, I just wanted to be, I think, close to my dad. My way of doing that was we go and climb and have these adventures together. But it's been a great privilege. It's been a road that I never really planned beyond that, beyond knowing that I wanted to try and follow my heart, try and follow what I really loved, what I was okay at in life. And like I said, I think I've been very lucky. I stand on the shoulders of many giants, is the truth.
So, is it true you came from a family of cricketers? Like there's a bunch of history in your family of playing cricket. Did you not go in that direction? And any or attempt to go in that direction at one
No,
point?
they were all much more talented than me.
Yeah.
I was a black sheep. I couldn't do much apart from as a kid. I was always a kid that could climb the highest building at school or the highest tree in where I lived and stuff. But which really, when you're a kid, isn't much of a skill. It doesn't hold a lot of currency when you're a kid. But I loved it. And I've always tried. My dad used to say to me as a kid, just try and follow what you really love and be resilient and get knocked back and keep smiling, get back up, have a never give up spirit, and try and be kind to people along the way. And that sort of thing meant much more, I think, to my parents for me growing up than just kind of, following the more conventional path. And I look back and I'm so grateful for that in many ways. I'm a dad now to 3 teenagers.
Yeah.
And I think, as it's what we want our children to be able to kind of be resilient and to follow what they love and to try and be kind along the way. That really is life in a nutshell, I think.
So who's the first Bear Grylls to come across you and say, we need to get you on television? Who's the first person to say, let's put you
Well,
on mass media
yeah.
or bring you to the people?
Yeah, well, the truth is, I was a very reluctant person to do that in the early days, and when I say about standing on the shoulders of giants in my life, I really mean that, from early days, from whether it was my dad teaching me to climb or whether it was the person that first gave me that break in TV. But I remember it so well. I was just leaving the military. I'd got back from Everest where I'd written a book on a climb I did up there where we had a whole bunch of things go wrong and people lost their lives, but eventually 2 of us reached the top, and I'd written a book on that. I just got married as well, young, starting out in life, and a TV producer read the book and he said, "Well, I know your background with the military, where my job was teaching a lot of the combat survival as part of the British Special Forces." And he said, "Well, why don't we do a show where we drop you in the middle of nowhere and you show us how to get out of there?" And I was like, really kind of, I thought, I don't know TV. It wasn't my thing. I was kind of just leading the expeditions and climbing and giving presentations on it and scratching a few pennies here and there and starting out.
Right.
And but TV, I said, I'm not a TV presenter. I wouldn't know how to do that. And I remember I said no 3 times to them. And he kept saying, this guy, Rob McIver, genius man, still a friend. And he said, we don't want a TV presenter. We just want you to do your stuff. We're going to
Right.
follow. And you tell us what's going on. And, my wife, who's smarter than me, she said, why don't you just try it? Why don't you try it? You had nothing to lose. And we went and we shot a pilot. And they put it out late at night with no marketing. And the timing was good and it just flew. And that was the first episode of Man vs. Wild. And that opened the door to everything else.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.